What's up, guys? Here with Taji Johnson today, and today we're going to talk about the L drill. We're going to talk about what it is and how you can run it as efficiently as possible to try to shave some seconds off your L drill time. First, let's talk a little bit about the drill itself. So the L drill is going to be a change of direction drill that I'm going to go 5 yards up, 5 yards return back to the start, and I'm going to go up around this middle cone, around the outside cone, and then it's a sprint to the finish. Now, because the NFL stipulates that it's a right hand touch on the drill, that kind of dictates a little bit of how we want to start and how we want to approach this first 5 yards and back. So from a starting stance standpoint, you're going to start on what is going to be similar to your 40 stance. However, if you're normally a right hand down guy on the 40, you're actually going to go to your opposite. And the reason for that is to get to this line to that line as efficiently as possible, we're going to take 4 steps to get there. That way that we're covering ground and we're not having any wasted steps, but we're not trying to overextend and try to make it in 3. So I'm going to come out of a left-handed stance, right? And I should be able to get there in 2, 3. My third step, I'm going to start to pivot myself towards the line, and then my 4th step should get me right out about the line. A quick swipe, and then it's 1, 2, 3 steps, coming back and quick swipe. And as we're teaching the L drill, we'll start and we'll just focus on this first 5 yards and back, and we'll run this again and again and again, because the more efficient you become at this and the more you run it, the more it just becomes muscle memory. So I'm not thinking about how many steps I'm taking, I'm just able to line up and I'm able to go, all right? So Taji, who's a much better athlete than I am, all right, is gonna demo this a couple times. And Taji, if you wanna go 1 like 3/4 speed, and then we'll hit 1 kind of full speed. All right, so coming out of the left hand at 40 start, all right, left hand all the way at the front of the line. And then he's gonna come out, and you watch him, it's gonna be left, right, we're at the line. Quick swipe, and then quick swipe, all right? So that way, every step that he's taking has a purpose, right? There's no wasted steps, there's no overextended steps. And if you watch, the other thing that he's doing as well is on this first 5 yards and back, we want to try to keep our momentum towards the middle of the drill. And what I mean by that is this. After he explodes out on his first couple steps, right? We're not trying to go so hard into this line that we have a bunch of momentum carrying us through the line, all right? When I take my pivot step on that 3rd step, I'm starting to try to put on the deceleration, trying to put on the brake, so that way when I swipe the line, my body weight is still towards the inside of the drill, so that way my momentum can immediately take me back to where I started. And the same thing on this line as well. As I pivot and as I hit the line here, my body weight and my momentum is staying towards the middle of the drill. That way I can make a quick transition off of that line. You guys are doing the same thing, just at a little more full speed, just that first 5 yards and back. Perfect, all right? So look just like that. So now, that piece of the drill, no matter pretty much your body type, your size, your length, you should be able to hit that in exactly those 4 steps and exactly these 3 steps. If you're taller, if you're longer, if you're more explosive, it's gonna be a little easier to make that happen. All right, but even if you're 5'7", 5'8", whatnot, you can still make that happen in those amount of steps. So now, as I come off of this line, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna bend off of this cone right here. So let me take a step back really quick. On our starting stance, all right, one of the things I forgot to mention at the start, I wanna make sure that I start and give myself a little space off this first cone, all right? So that way, when I go to make my cut, once I've gone down and I come back and I go to make that cut off the top cone right there, that I'm not so crowded to the cone that I end up having to come to a full stop and then redirect, right? I wanna make this kind of like a baseball turn, right? Kind of like a baseball player rounding first base going into second. So I give myself a little bit of space, and as I go down and then I come back, right, and I'm right hand touch here, I'm coming and now I'm trying to lean and I'm trying to bend, almost like a rounding first base or a defensive lineman running a hoop drill, okay? I'm trying to lean and I'm trying to bend and I'm trying to stay tight. Ideally, my left foot is gonna land somewhere up above about a 45-degree angle on top of this cone. Now, depending on body size, body type, whatnot, you may not land exactly there. Don't overly stress about this one, all right? But if I'm leaning and I'm bending and I'm maintaining my speed into this far cone, I'm putting myself in a good spot where I've got a chance. On this far cone, all right, per the drill, I'm coming to the inside coming out and around, and then I'm finishing the drill here, okay? What I'm trying to do on this outside cone, right? What I want to avoid is I want to avoid two things. I want to avoid this turn turning into 15 steps as I turn around that cone. The other thing that I'm trying to avoid is guys will plant, they'll come to here, they'll plant way out high and wide, and now I'm taking a whole step, not covering any ground because I'm so far away from where I'm trying to go. So what I'm trying to do on this cone right here is I'm trying to take my left foot and I'm trying to plant it somewhere about even with the cone, about a yard, maybe a little less outside of it. Then I'm trying to swing the right leg, trying to get it around the cone, get it right on top of the cone, again, about a yard, maybe a little less. And now I'm taking this inside leg and I'm swinging it back to where I'm going, okay? So it's gonna look something, hopefully like that right there. And then once I come around that cone, now I'm the baseball player rounding third, going to home. Again, I'm leaning and I'm bending, leaning and I'm bending, and I'm just trying to finish as fast as I possibly can, okay? So, Taji, if you wouldn't mind, give us a full drill. Give us a full drill about 3/4 speed. So, if you wouldn't mind. Bend in right there. Right there, you're trying to get on top of that cone. Right there, and following, coming all the way through. Okay? I'm gonna have Taji do it one more time, full speed. But with the first 5 yards and back is a lot of practice and a lot of repetition. A lot of practice and a lot of repetition until, again, it just becomes just a natural movement. It kind of becomes ingrained in with what you do, okay? On these, all right, if I'm giving myself room and I'm leaning and I'm bending and I'm trying to maintain as much speed as possible, all right? And then on the outside cone, I'm trying to get over top and around the cone without taking any wasted, unnecessary steps. And then I'm just turning on the jets and I'm finishing, right? If you practice the first 5 and back enough, right, that will get ingrained into you. And then the rest of it, practice it. But when it comes to the day of the test, don't try to overanalyze where every single foot is going, because if you're thinking, you're going to be slow, okay? So bend and maintain speed, bend and maintain speed, and then try to finish as fast as you can. All right, so we're gonna do one more rep. All right, Taji's gonna hit it full speed, so you can see what it looks like full speed. There, there, right there. Lean, lean, lean. Right there, perfect. Okay. So that is an L drill. That's kind of how we teach it. That's kind of how we break it down. Practice makes perfect. The more that you can rep it, the more that you can get that muscle memory, just like any other drill or anything else. Hope this helped you out a little bit.